din kula abun siya wusa Ghana wusa zina ti miye da ne His Excellency John Dramani Mahama omma ana yang fati kati ya gba ala zina ba na nidba tanga zienet nidba yinga kenala ahno ye ba zienere tininga mate foteren kan ninga ti yawan wana ni sal kan pontumo digel wana ni sal kan mi ni sal wana ni sal kan morpoten wana ni sal kan tumtuma bergo kare songa na gilli ka oya ana ni sal kan na dinnar katmalbo dinnar kay ko ombe takatala zugulla zina dasim pina yenne fu yakwe bana no kotesef ka aye fu vote la obene number 1 dinara ka futiku tibu bori e ko ga pogon dene ka babueni 100% la tibu bori e ko ga pogon karete aye ni men yiya tibori e ko ga la kana ka babueni 100% la ti Pusiga solom ti malum nor yenne kan noko ka nti His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ti bangam ya vote kana kinada simpina yenne zinala da na nidba wai la katiyete last vote tina ma yete last vote la de kabun kana ayeda aniyinga anezaken tiba nasila wusa te ane NDC nidip ka yina zien le ka azabre de ka tekam kam teke so fa da malam panga yina ka to salasi vote dama tinyaya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama da be pawani te Pusiga solom te apo morshila te morbane yer foot le ina police le ina soja le ina fire service de ina prison officer te mor poko ni di pihni bana ya katiyanga pa kabatumura zinawa tina mazila His Excellency John Dramani Mahama anda be officing tiyanga pam de na kababuonye senior high kar aye Pusiga senior high ka Pusugmen me yurme do tinye bonkana ko da yanga tete sukura for me yale yefu gosina yas hall kanga katebela le ana hall kaneka His Excellency John Dramani Mahama under the powerla ko that is the ane dining hall complex ko that is kaba me hall kaneka tada ite kwedla dinna pilgiya tinok meti yama bange ombela o songurzu katiyanga pamla adbergo ka kolgi wazien hall kana ko dame kaba buoni auditorium kare piligla wabu dim zina dim piligla de bogar kemse boto ay kemse party piga oponyanga e wabaponyanga e wala baponyanga lexe ka pile hall lala zila te bangam katens yet da ite dat bugulum ne kare pompo pa 1 million ne zina te da bugulum million nani boto yenne katia da bugulum million nanu boto yenne anono sumu leba nkina songote His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wakat la ka asige wakat la ka ala zugla mkutak piada mayem yelbun sia zama mpuataba zinawa bonle ne bel pogon aneto wosa timal nor yenne ka 2024 December ne wina mpang ka ne so panga insha Allah Dramani Mahama mede ka ti wosa kar e tu suma asem ka to salen la astaba nkin ankara nkin oko nzil ko te ta arazugun kalle banan kwan soto ko mposi abergo
Ayazu tena sos ka ina mbana betuon kaziela kayazin kabana bayanga ma yedena man kwa tebeleme ina mbana betuon la yalazin kabana bayanga yedena man kwa at this moment I want to invite
Donate to support John Mahama to win 99% votes on May 13. Dial *248 *5# 598604199. Building the Ghana we want together.
Zina, the Sam, the former president, Obenete Kwala Zina. Yo kina positi ka kina mpiatis delegates nam ka delegate nam la ayazu o kina yo ye delegates nam mpiatis delegate nam kala ane ele gararim indisirim ongwashele tina me betul siala likanana kayele uyimna mfati isturulani dine chaka Oye kisina na inyetina mbana delegate na mebe Pusiga yoko piatiste ka wona me aso ka war pala na pina tala ka yanga vote ka ba yinde mbu yanga yuluge ayezu ni ba yinga enjene mbore ba bisi ba men ye ba bore ba liana la ama kayele ba kinai ba bisi ba men ye ba bore le ba yanga ye pawla tiste on na yanga ye pawla ane former president John Ramani Mahama on yo yanga kinali power la ntisi ayezu chama ne Asia pondenga pia kana so mayemzi ne kwala imposia ne atuma kayele wona me yaso dinda kanda tinamba ne siya usa delegates tana delegates nam kalinda kanda katinyanga vote kanidi ba yine ndayanga yuluge ntengzisia ka MPP rimeng bang yele wone te kenna itli namla kada pikina itli namla te kenna itli namla kada pikina itli lo namla amati ya vote kada pinari yele tinama borele shibe kada pamele de bigisele MPP la bang yele wone te pamare di te kenna namla tinan kenna itli namla so rina zugula le musun kada mal mistake vote ba yinde kada yanga tengzisia so rina zugula national kwala kabula te samla kuyina oma morbo sio noronia kuyanga yelia ya soka na tuksigare tempan ne garu so ya tuma yo alo ayezu
Donate to support John Mahama to win 99% votes on May 13. Dial *248 *5# to donate to all networks. Official mobile number is 059-860-4199. Building the Ghana we want together.
Hey. Thank you very much. You can be seated now. If you have a chair, sit down. Okay. I'm not going to talk for long. The first thing I'll talk about is unity. Because we know that united we stand, divided we fall. In unity lies victory. And I know that anytime we are united here in Pusiga constituency, there is no way MPP can ever take this seat for us. So I want to say we have 4 of our brothers and sisters taking part in the parliamentary election on 13th May. If the Constitution allowed it, we would have allowed all 4 of them to go. But the Constitution says each constituency can do what? Pick only 1 person. So on the 13th May, we're going to gather here and we're going to vote. And when we vote, 1 person will emerge. It doesn't mean that we don't like the other 3. It is just that it is their time. They say God's time is the best. So whoever is elected, all of us must rally round the person and help the person to succeed. Because tomorrow it will be your turn too. And the way you help that person to succeed is the same way people will also help you to succeed. But I can assure you that NDC is going to win the election of 2024. And when we win, there will be a lot of work for everybody. So MP is not the only work that will be there. There will be DCEs, there will be CEOs, there will be chairmen of boards, there will be council of state, there will be ambassadors, there will be so many things for other people to do. So if we vote and we elect one of them, the other 2 are not going to throw them away. We're going to use them. And already the chairman was talking about appointments. I just want to tell you that we will make sure that you get your fair share of the appointments. We have ministers, we have deputy ministers, we have special assistants, we have presidential staffers, we have advisors. We will make sure that when we are doing the selection of all these appointees, we make sure that every constituency will benefit from the appointments. So let us work hard and retain the constituency, because NDC is coming into office and we need to have a healthy working majority in parliament. And that is why I beg you, the Vuvuzela, you, when I talk, then you can do it, then you stop, then I talk, then you do it. And so I want to thank the people of Pusiga for standing constantly behind the NDC. I want to assure you that when we are sharing the national cake, if it's appointments, if it is development projects, whatever we are sharing, we'll make sure that Pusiga gets its fair share of those things. Now the next thing is to thank you. In 2019 I came here. We were going to do primaries, and you assured me that we're going to give you 90-something% of the vote. And I believed you. And truly when we voted, you gave me 90-something% of the vote. A few of the votes were lost because of rejected ballots. Some people didn't vote properly, so their votes were rejected. Otherwise, we would have got more than that. And so this illustration here is just to show you how we should vote. You have to put your thumbprint in the middle of the box. Don't put it to one side, otherwise it will cross the line. If it crosses the line between two people's positions, they won't know which one you wanted to vote for, so it becomes a spoiled ballot. Then aside from that, the thing that spoils ballots the most is that when we finish thumbprinting, some people are in a hurry to fold it and go and put it down. Don't. When you finish thumbprinting, get a tissue or a cloth and clean your hands so that your fingers are dry. Otherwise, if the ink is still wet, when you take the paper and you touch it to fold it, it will go and thumbprint a second place. And once they see two thumbprints, your vote is a rejected ballot. So please, let's be careful how we vote, because I know that if we are able to vote without rejected ballots, then we can make the 100%. Aside from that, my campaign manager is Honorable Professor Joshua Labi. For those of you who remember, in 2019, he was one of those who contested the primaries. And so when I investigated Pusiga, I saw that he took some of the votes from Pusiga. So he's here. He has asked me to tell you that those who gave him the votes from Pusiga, he's asking you to bring those votes back and come and add it to John Dramani Mahama. So if we get Professor Labi's votes back and we have no rejected ballots, then I'm sure that the 100% will happen. We all know that in 2009 till 2016, NDC was in office. And during that period, under Tamils and then later on under my own administration, we did a lot of development work. We extended electricity to many communities that they didn't have. We provided clean drinking water for many communities. We built roads, we built hospitals, we built schools, we provided facilities in the existing secondary schools, and then we also built E-blocks, community day secondary schools. Unfortunately, our colleagues, the MPP, they use propaganda and deceit to change the minds of Ghanaians that we were incompetent and that we didn't know how to run the country, and that if they were given the opportunity, they would do things far better than us. And they made all kinds of promises, big promises, and all of you will remember those promises. One village, one dam. It turned out that the dams were just ponds. What they built were ponds. It wasn't a dam. Nobody can do agriculture with those little things that they built. During the Harmattan, many of those ponds, when the cows drink from the pond during the Harmattan, the water is finished. So what dry season gardening can you do by those ponds? $1 million per constituency per year. You remember? One district, one factory. They even promised that they will bring some trains that walk in the sky. The sky train. You had you heard about the sky train. It was all a scam. All they wanted was power. But God works in wonderful ways. And so God said, let them take the power, so that Ghanaians can also assess them. And so we've been assessing them over the last 6.5 years. And we all know what has happened over these 6.5 years. Ghana is in reverse gear. Instead of going forward, we are going reverse. Today we are on our knees and begging for the IMF to open the door. We're on our knees and begging other countries that we owe to forgive us our debt because we can't pay. And when they were borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, we told them that this is what was going to happen. And they asked us to shut up. At the time we left office, we left a total public debt of 120 billion. That's from Nkrumah's time till I got off the seat. And they came and took it, 120 billion. Today we owe almost 600 billion cedis. And there's virtually nothing to show for it. If it were NDC that had borrowed this much, I'm sure that Ghana will be a changed country like Dubai. Because we would have got the resources to build more roads, railways, schools, electricity and everything. Unfortunately, today Ghana is broke. And so the people of Ghana are asking NDC to come back and put this country back on its feet, because they've had the opportunity to see both governments. I wouldn't say when we were in office Ghana was paradise, but I can beat my chest and say that our lives under the NDC administration was far better than our lives today. How much are you going to buy cement at 120 cedis a bag to be able to build even just 2 rooms to have a place to lay your head? And so you grow up, you have children, and you'll be staying in your father's house with your wife and your children because you can't build a house. Because life, it's become difficult. The women are women's organizers and are women. The men give you chop money. You go to the market, the money doesn't get anywhere. You come, you cook the food small. Your husband is angry. Why is the food so small? The men, you must also know that the prices of food has gone up in the market. Since they took over this country, there is insecurity. When NDC was in government, we were living in peace. Anytime MPP comes, trouble. Now look at it, Boku area. You can't walk around freely. But I know that NDC will come. And when NDC comes, we will make arrangements so that we make this place peaceful again. Because this area is a very important commercial center. And there's a lot of economic activity in Pusiga, Zebila, Binduri, Boko, everywhere. A lot of commercial activity. And so if there is peace, there will be progress. People will be able to make money. But unfortunately, because of the violence, even people who are posted here, teachers and doctors and nurses, they refuse to come because they are afraid that they will lose their lives. But I will assure you, because NDC has done it before. We have ensured that there was peace in Boku area. And I can assure you, when we come back, we're going to make sure that this place is as peaceful as ever again. So now it's about us. What must we do to gain victory? I know that victory is coming, because even the Economics Intelligence Unit report, EIU. I don't know how many of you have seen it. It predicts correctly that the NDC is going to win the 2024 election. And this is an agency that has never got its prediction wrong. In 2012, they predicted that NDC will win. And it happened. 2016, the same. They said MPP will win. And MPP won. 2020, the same. They said MPP will win again. And they did. Now 2024, they say NDC is going to win the election. But we won't let that prediction make us approach this election lackadaisically. Work hard the election. We know our friends, if they get the opportunity, they will try to do some funny things in the election. And that's why I say this time is a do. We don't want to cheat anybody, but we will never allow anybody to cheat us. And so the responsibility is yours, because in every one of your branches you have a polling station. We're also going to reward the best branches. We'll look at the percentage that you add to the vote. We know what you got in 2020. So in 2024, when we do the election, we'll look at how much you added to the vote over 2020. And the ones who were able to add by the biggest numbers, all the 9-member branches in those branches, we will give you a handsome reward. And now we're going to guarantee that all of you will get your fair share of what is good in Ghana. In the past, we always tell our party executives, you wait, let's look after the other people, then after that we'll come to you. Normally, by the time we come to our grassroots, our foot soldiers, it's finished. So now when we are sharing so that you get your fair share. If we are recruiting people into the public services, into the army, into the police, into the immigration, prisons, fire service, we also have young people amongst you who will come and take you and put you in. If we are giving small loans for women to do small businesses, we also have our women's organizers. We will also come and give you some of those loans so that you can do your business. And so whatever opportunities exist for Ghanaians, we will make sure you get your fair share. We're not going to ask you to sacrifice and let other people get before you get. The world has changed. You also have husbands, you have wives, you have... And the final thing I'll say is that often we hear complaints that after the election we haven't seen people again. And that's because, of course, we have 40,000 branches. And so the suggestion I have come up with, and I know NDC is going to win. And if NDC wins, by the grace of God, I'll become president again. So when NDC wins, I assure you that every 4 years we will hold a meeting like this. I'll come to every constituency and we'll call you from the branches. And I'll bring the ministers along with me. Also will get the opportunity to tell us the things that are worrying you. So that we can work together to resolve them. As you are aware, when NDC was in office, we were working on your road. Unfortunately, after we left, they suspended work on it for a long time. The project is stalled because the contractor is not being paid. But I can assure you, if they don't finish it before NDC comes, we will come and finish that road for you beautifully. I've also said that we have a policy that we're not going to rent offices for our constituency executives anymore. We're going to build our own offices. So for all the constituencies that do not have party offices, we're going to help you